This is our show on the road. We call it Spotlight. We're a podcast crew. We're a turnkey podcast studio in Robbinsdale. So if you ever know anybody, now you know some people in the business. But we call this Spotlight, and it's basically us taking the spotlight for 15 minutes and putting it on you. So I want you to start by telling me who you are and where we are and all that great stuff.
My name is Jamie Rissi, and I am the operations manager up at Wellworth. We are co-working space downtown St. Paul, and we have been operating since 2018. We're part of the ownership group of the building. The building has a really great story. It was an old Woolworth building that was just vacant for 20 plus years. And the ownership group came in and saw this as such a great opportunity in this particular area because it's a central business district, downtown St. Paul. So they took this building down to the steel beams and brought it 2 floors up and looked at that top floor, and it's really beautiful. It's a big glass enclosed space. It's very inspirational, very bright. Said we want to do something with that.
Okay.
And after lots of thought and consideration, it landed on co-working, not just because it's a sustainable business, but it's really great for the greater good of downtown St. Paul. St. Paul at the time didn't have very many co-working spaces. Really, there was just one. So opportunity for business was really, really great. And we really would differentiate ourselves from other spaces in that it's a professional atmosphere, but it's very casual. And so that's how we ended up being who we are. So 2018 we opened, and then we really hit our stride. And I think with everyone, 2020 happened, and we had to reinvent ourselves and figure out who we were going to be and who we were going to service. And throughout that, we've really been a strong supporter of downtown St. Paul and seeing its resurgence and growth. So we're really excited to see what's happening right now in downtown St. Paul, and really excited to be a part of the process.
So Woolworth, Wellworth, were they inspired by each other? Yes.
They sure were.
Okay.
If you walk into the lobby of the building, you'll see a big piece of stone in the floor that says Woolworth on it. And when some of the excavating was happening, I believe it was found on the 7th Street side, where it was, they thought, the original entrance of Woolworth. And so they pulled it out, and it's part of our building. Additionally, our building is the first building in the 7-state area to be both WELL and LEED certified. So I think everybody understands very well what LEED is that, we're very environmentally conscious, but WELL it's not so new anymore, but at the time it was pretty new. It's how the building interacts with the people that work in it. It's a healthier environment. It's a more inspirational environment. And so we really kind of blended those two things together to become Wellworth.
So what do members say is like the best part of being part of the Wellworth community?
Well, I can tell you what I hope they say.
Okay.
And I hope they say it's the people.
Okay.
I have met more inspirational people that are doing things that I never thought possible in the past 7 years than I have in my entire life. People are doing things in the medical community. You have people like Joe over here. He's a marketer, and he is a huge supporter of us. You have people that are nonprofits. You have civic organizations. And all of these people, while they don't do the same thing, they come together and help each other. And that's the magic of co-working.
Nice. And so I know you talked a little bit about the feel of the environment, and I just did a tour myself, and I love that there's a lot of natural light coming in, and even some outdoor spaces where you can kind of hang out and have meetings. And just tell me about the space itself.
The space itself, like you said, there's tons of natural light. It's not a fishbowl in a sense where, if you're in an office, you are in an office. You're not staring at the person in the office next to you. But the space lends itself to just being a healthy, inspiring environment. We've got great air filtration up there. And once the weather today turns a little bit warmer, we'll have our big patio doors open. So then all of a sudden our space is filled with the fresh air. So it really invites people in that, you feel like you're outside, but you're inside. It's a really great space.
So do you do a lot of events or things to kind of bring your community together?
Yeah, we do. We don't love networking. Maybe that's a personal feeling. And I don't know who really does. So we take networking and we make it fun.
Okay.
And we don't ever call it networking. So we do weekly, monthly, and quarterly events. Our next quarterly event coming up is Croctoberfest. And if anyone wants to steal that, I totally think you should, because I stole it from someone else. It's a potluck and everything comes in a crock pot.
Okay.
So we just
I was imagining crocodiles and alligators all over the place. Okay.
Croctoberfest. It's just it's our annual potluck we do in October. And then we do a weekly happy hour where people gather around beverages and snacks and just talk about what we're doing. Even if it's just, what movie are you going to see this weekend? And then we do monthly, our monthly morning breakfast is called Donuts and. We bring in donuts and fruit, and everybody gathers together. And the day before, we send out a prompt. My favorite one was Donuts and the tragic demise of my first car. So it's not about work. It's about learning about the person across from you. And then what that transitions to is, hey, what are you working on? So we make networking fun, and then we surround it by community.
Interesting.
What coworking is a community. It's really a community.
So it's kind of like building that trust and the relationship before you're getting too deep into the business piece. I love it. I love it. What a novel idea.
Yeah.
Nice. And so you are. I lost my train of thought. Oh boy. All right. So we'll wrap up. I always wrap up with the same question. I love this question. So what inspires you? What gets you out of bed every day, or what can you share with the audience that's going to inspire them?
It's a good question. I think that being a part of Twin Cities Startup Week, I think that us being involved in this really today, I was so excited for today. We dipped our toes in the water a little bit right when we opened. We were still kind of figuring out who we were and what kind of co-working space we were going to be. And then in 2019, we were all in, and then 2020 happened, and kind of everything needed to be figured out all over again. And I feel like this year, with the focus back on a single day in St. Paul and bringing people here, that drove me so much this morning to have people see what's happening in St. Paul. See beyond, yes, we have some construction still going on and wrapping up, but you can see the end game. You can see that people are really trying to invest back in St. Paul to have this a thriving city again. So seeing that happen really drives me into making our space as successful as it can be and to bring people in. So.
Well, we've had a really engaging morning so far, interviewing mostly people that are either part of your business community or that just were walking by and they're like, hey, what's going on in this building, which I think is going to bring you some more clientele as well. So thank you for being one of those inspiring stories on our podcast.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure.